So, hi everyone, and welcome to this special episode of Sarah of Horror. Yay! I'm Sarah of Horror, and if you're new to my channel, I review movies and TV shows, and I occasionally upload something from like a trip to the science fiction convention or a video of my huge movie collection, stuff like that. So, if that's your thing, then like and subscribe. But yes, today we have something very special, and I've been wanting to talk about these movies for a while. Today I will be talking about the two Tales from the Crypt movies. Yes, Demon Knight and Bordello of Blood. Growing up, when I was younger, I used to always watch Tales from the Crypt, all the seasons, and I have some of them at home. I'm still going to hopefully pick up like the entire collection, the complete box set someday. And I'm also planning on reviewing like some of the seasons during October, so for a Halloween special. So if that is something you would want to hear, then please let me know in the comments below. Type in Tales from the Crypt seasons, yay, or something, you know. That was cheesy. Yes, let's go right into the first film. Demon Knight. It's from 1995. It is directed by Ernest R. Dickerson. It's starring Billy Zane, William Sadler, Jada Pinkett Smith, Brenda Becky, CCH Pounder, Dick Miller, and of course we have the voice of John Cassier as the Crypt Keeper. So in this one, we have this character called Breaker, played by William Sadler. We see him first driving in his car. And then it's quite obvious that he is driving away from something or someone. And that happens to be Billy Zane's character. And his name is the Collector. So William Sadler, he has something that the Collector wants. So William's character, he drives over and just trying to find somewhere to hide. Yes. And we still don't know, is William the bad guy, the good guy? We don't know. And he finds this bed and breakfast place that is in an abandoned church, and he finds refuge there. And then, unfortunately, Billy Zane shows up, but so does a few dozen demons or demon creatures as well. But everyone at the bed and breakfast have to fight for their lives. So I mean, when I think of Tales from the Crypt, I just get all of these fond memories of like these creatures, very fun gore scenes, fun effects, and it's just very cozy memories. That is also exactly what we get in this film, and I'm so happy that it made both of these films. But Demon Knight was obviously the first film I saw when I was younger, and I was immediately just drawn to it. I mean, everything kind of takes place during the night, when it's kind of dark, and a lot of things just happens right away. So the pacing is really good. The editing is very good. Also, we meet these different characters, and I do like that they picked Jada Pinkett Smith as Geraldine, as the kind of final girl in this one. I did like her, and also all of the actors were picked really well. You have Billy Zane as the Collector, William Sadler as the Breaker, and he has this key that he doesn't want to hand over to Billy Zane because maybe something, bad will happen. And then, of course, Billy Zane's character is quite interesting because he can communicate with people inside of the church without even being inside. He can, like, get into their minds in different types of ways. And I do like how this is shown and portrayed during the entire film because it's quite cleverly made, and it adds like a whole nother layer to the film, and it makes us really feel and get to know also the characters quite well, because he kind of goes into their vulnerable things. He goes after that, so it quite gets to know them. Especially I'm thinking the scene with Cordelia was quite impactful, in my opinion. Of course, we have all the fun gore. We have the demons. We have like greenish blood. Yeah, and the designs for all of these creatures, they looked so good. I just wanted to see more, and I thought the camera work was good. We got a few very interesting angles, especially when we saw the demons, when demons were entering, busting through. And also, I liked another aspect of this film because they say that these demons can portray as anyone. So we have a scene where we see a cat, and a character goes, "Oh, the cat might be a demon now." So they have to see if the cat is a demon. So I kind of like that aspect of kind of the thingish, where anyone might become a demon. So you are never safe, even when you're in a crowded place, because you never know who might be a demon. So there's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of craziness happening, a lot of chaos in a good way. And yeah, this movie never bores me. I've seen it so many times now, and especially, love also the intro with the Crypt Keeper, how he just introduces this film. It's so funny, and John Cassier's voice is just perfect for the Crypt Keeper, and I've always loved the look of the Crypt Keeper and the makeup, and I could just watch the Crypt Keeper over and over and over. And yeah, I mean, obviously he's a part of the draw for the Tales from the Crypt seasons in this movie, and I love all of his puns. They are so cheesy and corny, but they are perfect. I love them, and I think it's also his delivery, the way he says them, that makes them really, really work. But yeah, that's probably my only complaint. That is, I wanted to see even more of the Crypt Keeper. Yes. Please, more Crypt Keeper. Even if he's in the intro, is in the, after the movie kind of ends. And yeah, but I want to see more from him. Please. I mean, this is a really fun, little gory film. And yeah, when I first saw this film, I wasn't expecting to like it so much, but I truly did, and I think I like it more and more every time I rewatch it. And maybe a lot of that has got to do with the nostalgia feeling I get, but I just think the effects, they just hold up so well. They are so charming, and I simply love that. I really like the name Demon Knight with a K. So it could be like referring to a lot of things, and I do like that. So, what will Demon Knight get from me? How many demons will it get? I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Yeah. An 8 out of 10? Yeah, I mean, it's a really fun film. It definitely deserves that score. But yes, if you also really like Demon Knight, please let me know in the comments below. But yeah, let's move on to the second film. That is a Tales from the Crypt movie. Okay, so Bordello of Blood. It's released in 1996, so just a year after Demon Knight. It is directed by Gilbert Adler. It's starring Dennis Miller, Erika Eleniak, Angie Everhart, Chris Sarandon, Phil Fonacaro, Corey Feldman, and of course John Cassier as the voice of the Crypt Keeper. So in this one, we have Erika Eleniak, her character Catherine, and Corey Feldman's character. They are brother and sister. And then one day her brother goes missing, so she wants to find him. And we find out that he has gone missing at a funeral parlor, but it's not really a funeral parlor, it's just a front for a vampire bordello. Yeah, so I like that these two movies, they come up with such fun concepts. Like, I really like the concept of a funeral parlor being a front for a vampire bordello. And there are just so many fun scenes and situations that just fits perfectly in this movie, especially with that setting in mind. So this is a stark contrast from the first film. The first film was kind of, shot at night. It was kind of dark, gritty. We had these demons with this green blood. It was felt a bit more raw and had a totally different tone. This one, the lighting is, everything is lighter. It's, you know, these gorgeous women being vampires, but we still have a lot of fun gore in this one. And yeah, especially a scene where the main character, played by Dennis Miller, Rafe, he accidentally discovers this funeral parlor, and he manages to survive it, and trying to convince people that, you know, this is not a funeral parlor, that is something else. And he has a really funny scene where he interacts with these vampires with a kind of gun, that toy gun that I used to have as a kid, you know, a toy gun filled with water, and we used to, you know, spray each other. But they are filled with something else, which the vampires don't like. But that scene is really funny. There are a lot of fun effects in that one. The effects in this movie, just like in Demon Knight, but maybe even more in this one, are really on the comedic and filled with humor. Yes, especially the looks of the vampires when they get hit with this thing. It's quite funny. I mean, I don't think that this one is as strong as Demon Knight. I would choose which one I have to rewatch like right now. It probably be Demon Knight, but I think I like Bordello of Blood more and more each time I watch it, because I think the first time I didn't really like it. Thought it was like okay, and the second time I rewatched it, I was like, you know what? I can see the humor. I can see like how fun this film really is. So I do like it more now. I do. Also, we have like Chris Randon. He's a reverend in this one. You know, Chris Randon from Fright Night, who was Jerry Dandridge, the vampire in that one, and he plays a reverend in this one, Reverend Jimmy, who like scams people and stuff. So his character is a bit shady as well, and there are a lot of like shady characters in this one, and there's a lot of interesting layers to some characters. I don't want to spoil anything, but Erica's character, Catherine, there was a scene which explains her character more, but I think I read that that was cut from the film, which would have added just a, you know, fun layer to her character. But now we have to guess more about her. But she did a good job in this one. But yeah, I mean, just every scene with the vampire, especially when they are welcoming people to the parlor, because they are being put in coffins and then being transported down into the bordello, which is also quite hilarious and a fun detail. People are being put in these coffins and they think they're gonna die, and they're like, what is going on? And they wake up in a bordello and they're like, oh wait, what is going on? But yeah. And also the main vampire, Lilith, she was actually really good in this one. I read that she was dating Sylvester Stallone at the time, and she only got the part because he convinced the producers to have her in it, even though like she almost had no acting experience. But I think she was a perfect Lilith, like the perfect amount of, you know, being seductive and then going for the kill. I think she nailed it. She did. We have, of course, Corey Feldman's character as the brother, and yeah, his character's kind of transformation ride during this film was fun to follow. And if I have to say that, I do think that the makeup, if I have to compare the demon makeup and the vampire makeup, I think that the demon makeup is more interesting. But yeah, I do think the vampire makeup worked, but just not as good as the demon makeup in Demon Knight. But still, effects are fun. There are fun situations in this one. You know, maybe the script isn't as strong as in Demon Knight, but it's a fun way of thinking outside the box, or in this case, outside the coffin box. I also read that this was supposed to be the second film. There was supposed to be a third film, but this film, it flopped at the box office, and, you know, they weren't just interested in producing a third one, which is such a shame. I would love to see a third one, a fourth one, fifth one. I would love to see more Tales from the Crypt movies and more seasons, please. Yeah, even though there are, many episodes, I would love to just see more, and especially movies. I think this format works really well, especially with these kinds of stories that are framed with the Crypt Keeper being an intro and the outro, and also we have William Sadler as a fun part as the mummy, which interacts with the Crypt Keeper in a really fun way. So I do love all those gags. So yeah, I mean, I want more Tales from the Crypt movies. Please make it happen. I also volunteer to write one if that is what it takes. No, I'm just kidding. But if someone would come and offer me that, I wouldn't say no. Yeah, so, what will I give this one? I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. So 7 out of 10, I think that's a fair score for this film, since I do prefer Demon Knight just a little bit more, but I do find this fun as well. They both work really well, and I will be rewatching them soon again, probably. Yes! So, if you've also seen Bordello of Blood, please let me know in the comments what you think of it, and also what do you think of both of them? Which one do you prefer? Also, would you have loved to see more Tales from the Crypt movies? Thank you so much for watching this episode, and if you liked it, don't forget to like, leave a comment, subscribe, and also I do have a Patreon. If you want to just support me or just my horror movies that I will be producing and writing and directing and acting in, then you can do it via my Patreon for as little as $1. Yeah, I do have a $1 tier and a $2 tier. I will probably adding a $3 tier, but yeah, there are ways to support me as an indie horror filmmaker, because filmmaking isn't cheap, especially if you're an indie horror filmmaker. Then yeah, it is a struggle, but it's a fun struggle sometimes. But now I'm sending off Bunny Man Slaughter to festivals. It's not cheap. But yeah, so any support on my Patreon will be much appreciated. The link is in the description box below. But yes, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you've had an amazing weekend, and I hope you'll have an amazing upcoming week. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!